Welcome to Big D, Dallas, Texas, and the house the Pony Express built. Dickerson and James and SMU hoping to restore the glory and get things started in this one. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the SMU Mustangs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Raging Cajuns will kick it away to start us off. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Looking for a productive play on first down. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Grabbed over the middle. It's Daniels. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you stick these fast suckers in the slot, they don't have to be big. But you get those guys that are so quick in the slot, they can get great matchups, and I can get the ball to them quick because they're such dynamic playmakers.
Let's go. Line getting set on second down. Looking to pass. It's Jennings. He's got his man. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a first down. The Mustangs want to crank the tempo.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down.
Yeah, and 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
And the returner will be dragged down.
And the Louisiana offense will take over 1st and 10.
First down here for the offense. Back to the ground game on the left. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
The give to the back. Got room at the 35. Up near the 40-yard line, they'll mark it at the 39, a pickup of 15.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. They'll put the tight end in motion. Leaves it with the running back. Is that stiff arm even a human arm? It looks like some type of steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
The Raging Cajuns with the 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter.
Brings up second down. That's the end of the first quarter. And after one, we're tied 0-0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Running to the left. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? They'll try the right side. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. The give to the back. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Yeah, the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
And the Raging Cajuns look to do some damage in the red zone. To the ground to try to pick up the first. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
They're not into threes. They want sixes, and to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on fourth down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
He looks short of that play, and quarterback sneak is such an easy play, and you trust him because the quarterback gets the ball right away. But that defensive line was having none of it. Failed fourth down. big-time stop for this defense.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. He's going for a big play downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. So they're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Back to pass, it's Jennings. Moves away as he feels pressure. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. And the Mustangs want to move quickly. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. The Mustangs will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on 1st down. He'll fire to his right. It's complete. A huge pickup. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And he's got it inside the 20. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. And as the clock is winding down here in the 1st half, they'll send out the field goal team. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And it took until the 2nd half, but we finally get one of the zeros off the board. It's 3-0. And the Mustangs will kick it away to start the 2nd half. He'll call for the fair catch here. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. And when your defense is performing like this, pitching a shutout, you want to find a way to reward them and help them out a little bit, David.
And I guess that's the upside for this offense. Their defense has been so good, but man, oh man, they've got to find something, Jesse, that they can hang their hat on, something they can do to move the football.
It just feels like at this point, they kick one more field goal and this is ball game because of how well their defense is playing. So I think offensively, just don't do anything stupid and give the game away.
The give to Davis. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line. The Raging Cajuns racing to the line in the hurry up. Single back formation, and they give it to him. And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. This offense is completely confident in their ability to get 1 yard. They'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try to pick up the first. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on 4th down, if you decide to run the football, you got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. You need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing that get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield and created the negative play.
Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. Throws to the wideout. And that pass intercepted. He'll try to take it back. Past the 50. He's at the 40. The 20. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. About the only good thing that happened for the offense on that play, at least it wasn't a pick 6. What a return.
Yeah, that didn't look good for the offense. You know all those big fellas, those O-linemen, they're not going to be able to go make the play. So as the DB getting the interception, you know, if you can break that play and you can get past that level, it might be to the house. It might be to the crib. Lucky that wasn't a pick 6 if you're on offense.
Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Here's the handoff. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Louisiana 3, SMU 0.
Now, this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking left. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
And those 4th down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. Great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Catch in the middle, it's Hudson. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Mustangs have this offense rolling. They go to the ground. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Defense is about firing off, getting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Shoots it to the left. He had that one slip to the ground, and if he had held on, that might have been a wrap. Instead, it'll be third down. Back to throw, it's Jennings. He'll pull it down and run. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And the Mustangs have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a double.
And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. The Mustangs are in the red zone. The give to the big fullback. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
I tell you what, fullbacks are kind of dying breeds. You just don't use them very much. So when you bring them in the game, a lot of times you bring them in the game to be physical and stout blockers, and then occasionally you give them the ball in those short yardage situations. You say, go get me a first down, big fella.
Give to the fullback. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Hand off to the fullback. Touchdown, SMU! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Man, this game has been incredible to watch, and the offense comes through late in the game, takes the lead. What a clutch drive by this offense. Now, I'm looking at you, defense. You got the lead late in the game. I need you to go put this thing on ice and win it for me.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Fair catch, called for and made. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise.
Going over the top. And it's picked off. wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they work right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking good.
They'll leave it with him. At the 35, he's loose. Running toward the tape. And he crosses the goal line for the late touchdown, and that one just might finish this baby off.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Looking for a man. It's Jennings. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed him for the big play in the running game. 1 snap, 1 touchdown. They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. They got it. Able to recover the onside kick, and they get the offense right back out there. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Quick touch pass to the receiver. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And after this play, the cake will be baked. On second down, looking again to throw. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. And the Mustangs will hustle to the line. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And he makes the catch inside the 10. And he takes it in on the final play of the game. You played through the echo of the whistle, and they did that with the ceiling touchdown.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile in.
Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game. There were plays to be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the 3 phases on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to improve.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt, they sting, but a lot of times most teams refocus and they get a sense of urgency now that they got a loss in that column. So watch the tape, watch what you need to improve on, and go attack it in practice.
So Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Army Black Knights, taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff. Stopped at the 17. First down here for the offense. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Well, guys, bowl season is here. Always fun to get these non-traditional matchups that you don't see regularly. What do you guys remember about playing in a bowl?
I think you remember all the moments throughout the season, throughout your career, and then it's the last time that you ever get these group of individuals together. You say goodbye to so many people, and it's kind of bittersweet, but always fun, Jesse, to dance with your boys one last time. But another thing, too, I love the swag bags, personally. I love getting the gifts.
Yeah, I mean, to me, David, really, it was thinking about the tradition and history of these bowl games. I think that's one of the best things about college football. We're in an era today where bowl games don't matter as much as they did back when you and I played, but it was special to take the field with your guys one more time, but playing in games that had so much history.
The Black Knights getting set on 1st and 10. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. I get it that the game is the primary thing about going to a bowl, but there's so many festivities surrounding it, Jesse. What do you remember about something you experienced?
There was a lot of pageantry when I think back to the bowl games I played in, and you had functions, you get to visit a brand new city, generally in warm weather, you get to meet the other team, there's some friendly competition. The biggest thing that stands out to me, though, was a street brawl against the Miami Hurricanes. Bourbon Street getting ready for the Sugar Bowl, about 120 deep. Hard to forget that.
A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on... It's down at the 48.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited, the fans aren't going crazy, but those are the plays that in the fourth quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout, so you get tired and get worn down in the fourth quarter.
The 7th play of this opening drive, they'll need to move the chains on 3rd and short. Give to the fullback. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. Headed to the end zone, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Army!
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Offense working from the pistol. They'll try the run. At the 35, he's open. Hit the afterburners, kid. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Louisiana. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous. If he gets into the second level, great vision, and then it shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
Ready to try the point after. Right down the boulevard. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's short. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. On the option. And he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. And they got him for the sack. They were trying to set up a screen. Instead, what they got was their quarterback putting paper and plastic and sack.
But how about the speed on defense with that rush, getting to the QB so quickly? You're not expecting to get home on a screenplay like that, but, man, the old saying, speed kills, and you saw it right there.
And the defense is there to stop him short of the 1st down.
There was just nowhere to go with the football for the quarterback throwing it. So he tried to create, he tried to extend the play with his legs, just not able to get away from the defense, and now we have 4th down.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Pocket starts to collapse. And he's sacked. A big play on 4th down to stop this drive.
What a great job by this defense. You get the 3rd down stop, and you're like, yes, put my hand in the air, 4th down, force a punt. They go for it, and you get a stop and set your offense up in great field position already. Nice job by this defense.
Sometimes just punt the ball. Now this offense set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Not much room. He gets 1 down to the 7. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll make some adjustments. They need 7 more yards to reach the end zone. It's 2nd and goal. He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. He's way all the way down to the 5-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. How many chances can you afford to waste in the red zone? They've already been stopped twice. Can they come through this time? It's 3rd and goal. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cajuns.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. First down here with time for maybe 1 more play until the 2-minute warning. Goes to the option. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking for room. It's Stewart. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Dropping back, it's Daly. Dances away from the heat. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the 1st down.
You hear the term nickel so much. Most people stay in nickel most of the time because of all the speed in college football, the running quarterback. And you see why it pays dividends. More speed on the field when the QB does take off to go get him on the ground and force a 4th down.
And the Black Knights will line up to punt it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs. And there's really no secret to it, David. When this guy's running well, this offense is so hard to stop.
It opens up everything, and he's having a great day, showing you a little bit of everything, and this offense has got it rolling on the ground.
They'll ride the hot hand. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
On second down, wants to throw it. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Davis. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. And the Raging Cajuns will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He finds his man. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. They'll throw it on 1st down. Coming after it. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on 1st down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. Flushed out of the pocket. Unleashes one. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Quarterback checking off. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Raging Cajun!
One of the areas they really focused on for this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. Fielded in the end zone. It's short. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Just enough time for one final play in this half. On the option. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here comes the offense on 1st down. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Fires to the middle. Pulls it in. Good, solid pick. can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
I really like the slot receiver. I understand he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he just runs really good routes, and he's always under control. He can run option routes. He can run double moves. He does a great job cutting, and he's dangerous after the catch. Nice weapon to have work in the middle of the field.
And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense getting set for first down. Quarterback will audible. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Wide open downfield. Strong, firm tackle.
And you see the wide receiver, he's got to push upfield, make it look like he's going deep, but does a really good job sitting down on that curl, catching the ball, and then as soon as you catch that thing on that curl route, get upfield, get positive yards. Nice route by that wide receiver.
Dialing up a second down pass play. Grab near the marker. It's Johnson.
And I love working the slot receivers. And you see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot. Then he can have matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Going for 6. Touchdown, Louisiana! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we...